Square.
Content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Ant2.tv presents You and Your Doctor, teaching you to live a longer and healthier life. Proudly sponsored by All County Healthcare, where people are the heart of our business. All County Healthcare is a Medicare certified agency where one call will service all your home care health needs. For more information, call 954-717-7027 or visit our website, allcountyhealthcare.com. Now, let's get informed to living a longer and healthier life. Here is your host for today's show.
Welcome back to another episode of You and Your Doctor, sponsored by All County Healthcare. We can be reached at 954-717-7027. We're a Medicare certified home healthcare agency in Palm Beach County, Broward, and Miami-Dade. I am your host, Louise Gomez, and today we have Dr. Siram. And Dr. Siram actually has two locations. She's a board-certified internal medicine physician as well as a certified lifestyle medicine physician. First office is at right here in Boca, 9980 Central Park Boulevard North, Suite 314, Boca Raton 33428. And the other office is 17013 Pines Boulevard, Pembroke Pines, Florida, 33027. Phone number is 561-404-1699. Email is primarycare369@gmail.com. And Dr. Siram has a very, very impressive resume. She's an internal medicine physician providing primary care and advanced primary care services to the diverse population. Dr. Siram obtained a medical degree from a prestigious university in India at Manipal Academy of Higher Education. She then completed residency at JFK Medical Center, affiliated with the University of Miami. In addition to internal medicine, Dr. Siram obtained a fellowship in anesthesiology for liver transplantation at the University of Miami. Dr. Siram is also a certified lifestyle medicine physician. She uses therapeutic lifestyle interventions in the treatment of common chronic diseases. She's interested in bringing well-being to her clients to live a healthy lifestyle by prescribing lifestyle changes. She acts as a medical expert and a coach to provide customized care to patients. Dr. Siram, welcome to the show. I am so honored to be interviewing you. You have quite the resume, quite the background. Thank you for joining us tonight.
It's a great opportunity to be here. Thank you for this show.
Absolutely. And so can you tell us just a little bit more, if you can share with our listeners a little bit more about, I just read a little bit about your residency and your education. So how long have you been here in Florida?
Oh, it's been like 17 years now that I'm in Florida, enjoying the postal experience.
Yes. So, and I love that not only are you a physician, but I love that you are a coach in the same way, and you help people with lifestyle medicine. Can you share a little bit, tell our viewers and our listeners? Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So being a lifestyle medicine physician, it's like we develop, interviewing skills and providing the personalized and the customized care for treating chronic care conditions like hypertension, diabetes, obesity, heart failure. So these are some of the chronic conditions that needs a little bit more lifestyle changes other than medications too. And some of the conditions are being treated completely, and people are free of diseases. especially obesity, diabetes. Some people go out of medication by doing all these lifestyle treatments.
I think that's so impressive that you do this, Dr. Saram, because a lot of people have experience where they go to a doctor and they feel like, well, my doctor's just going to prescribe medication, but you actually are interested in helping them to obtain a lifestyle change.
So the best thing is, like, you can use your insurance to come get these services. So it's the regular office visits that we have, and it involves a little bit more involving with the patient. Like most of the patients say, "Oh, I have been to the doctor once a year. I did my annual wellness." But that
Mhm.
is not enough. You need to have a little bit more interaction with the physicians, and you want to keep your health always at a steady state and try not to get the disease. So once a year, it would not really help. So,
Right.
that's why I give that education and trying to keep things stable or trying to decrease. If I find something, I try to educate and see how we can come to solutions and have some goals and reach our goals.
Mhm. Can you share with our audience what is the age range of patients that you treat?
So I treat any patient above 18 years. So it goes from 18 years to almost like 100 years.
Okay, nice.
Especially being in South Florida, age is not a number anymore.
Agreed.
People at even like 105, they really do good.
Wow. And what types of insurances you mentioned something about insurance before? What are the types of insurance that you accept? You accept major insurance?
I accept all major insurances, PPO plans, and
Mhm.
Medicare.
Mhm.
So we don't really take some of the HMO plans, but people can always call us and see if I'm on their plan, because we try to get more insurances and things keep changing.
Right, that's true. So people have to call you to find out because things do change a lot. So they don't necessarily need a referral to see you. Is that correct?
Yes, they don't need a referral. And even if they have a primary care physician, you can still use the lifestyle medicine services. Some of the physicians, if they're not able to treat their patients like with all the education that they need, they can still approach us. We do all the education, and all the medications can be taken care by their physicians.
Mhm. And talking about chronic illness, it seems that the link between lifestyle and chronic illness, can you share with us what are some tips that maybe a person who's considering, well, I really should change my lifestyle? What would be some of the tips that you can share with people about some lifestyle changes that can be very impactful towards their
Yeah.
health?
Yeah, so most of the things most of the time people know what they're supposed to do. It's just they don't do it. So it's the simple things, doing exercise, like
Right,
at least 15-20 minutes a day. It
right.
really gives a lot of benefit on a long range.
Mhm.
And then avoiding processed foods, then keeping calorie restriction, trying to avoid a little bit carbs, then avoiding fatty foods. These
Mhm.
really help. These are some of the changes that we all can do and
Mhm.
maintain a good health. And having proper sleep hygiene techniques. Maintaining to the time to go to sleep, get up whatever time, but maintaining that clock. Because we all have a biological clock,
Mhm.
so it keeps track of everything. But if we are trying to disrupt that, that's when we have sleep abnormalities. So most of the things is trying to be a little bit disciplined that we can do in our busy lifestyles.
Dr. Saram, what would you suggest to somebody who, they're, the typical, 9 to 5, they got to come home, they have kids they have to tend to, they have to cook, they have to do dinner, and then they have a hard time, they tell you, I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time, to sleep the amount of hours. I'm sure you see a lot of patients like that with the
Oh, yeah.
typical
And
American lifestyle, right? So
exactly. And
what
even
are
I'm in that.
Right, right. So, what would you suggest to, the average person trying to keep the home together with the kids and the family and cook a healthy meal? What do you usually recommend to them to get the, what you're suggesting?
Sure, some of like the with the nutrition, it's always good to avoid processed food. That we can do with a little bit of meal prep, like preparing your meals or
Mm,
doing some preparation on the weekends. It takes like 1 hour. Like we just have to allot some time and do it in that time, and that's it. Whatever we can do in that time, we do it, and then leave it the rest, because sometimes you don't want to things to get stressful too. We cannot be always thinking about health
right.
and not doing what we are supposed to do. So meal preparations help, meal prep
Definitely.
plans, and especially with the exercise. Some people think going to the gym and doing intense exercise is exercise,
Right.
but even like regular walking and trying to do it on a regular basis, on a routine, even 10 minutes is good enough. The body will get what it's supposed to need, and it will give those benefits. So we all should able to take at least 10 to 20 minutes, whatever time we can take, and slowly increase that. Uh, we should do that for ourselves. That's very important.
And what recommendations could you give to some people who maybe they are trying to fall asleep, but they're thinking, ruminating, oh my God, I have this meeting tomorrow, or I have, so much to, it's real. People have challenges going to sleep. Do you recommend any type of, I know some people take melatonin. Is that something you would recommend or not recommend? What are your thoughts on getting a good night's rest for people who are challenged with that?
Yeah, sure. So maintaining a good sleep hygiene techniques, like avoiding all these electronic devices at least 1 to 2 hours before going to bed, and
Okay.
minimizing the exposure to the light, like all the like the bright daylights.
Yes.
So we can try to dim our lights. That helps to the body thinks that it's okay. It's now nighttime. That it increases your internal melatonin, and then taking a nice shower and having calming music, or
Right.
like reading a book before going to bed. So see, these are some of as long if you practice those routines, the body knows it's time for bed, right? We did it for our kids,
Yes.
so we just have to do it for ourselves.
This is true. This is something that we've all, right, as moms, I know we've done it for our
And we
kids,
do it.
set that routine, like give them a bath and wind it down and relax. And now we get to do that for ourselves because sometimes we don't
Yeah.
do that.
Sometimes, yeah, we forget, because with our busy schedule, sometimes we
Right.
get tired at the end of the day. But maintaining that discipline, it really helps, and it actually improves our fitness. So it's like a cycle.
Yes.
Initially, it would be difficult, but once you get into the routine, you do it. It's not a hard work anymore.
Everything that you're recommending, Dr. Saram, is really, it's nothing too out, it seems pretty basic. I mean, 10, 15 minutes of walking, meal preparation. These are all things that we can all do, just making a concerted effort to really change those habits
Exactly.
and do that, putting the devices down an hour before we go to sleep, starting to, put some soft music
Yeah.
on, read a book. Nothing that you're saying is far fetched, and it sounds so cliche and so simple, but the truth is, those simple things really back to basics. I feel that are really helpful.
Yes. That's what,
Um,
it's difficult. Each person comes with their own routine. So what I do is,
sure.
I take longer time to,
Yes.
first learn about the patient and then try to give some solutions how they can overcome. And, some people just need that little bit guidance, and they just practice it, and I see the result. It's just amazing.
Oh, I can imagine it must be very rewarding that when you actually recommend to your patients something to do and they do it and then they have the results,
Exactly.
it must be very rewarding.
Yeah,
So,
I have seen with physicians, like they tell, okay, to eat, exercise, eat well, exercise, sleep good.
right.
Those three words is not enough. People need more information and a little bit more guidance. So that's what I provide with this lifestyle education.
I think it's very important, the lifestyle education, because it not only shows that you care, but you're really helping them to
Yes.
create a lifestyle, and that's what's needed.
Yes, it's
Is
an amazing experience.
Now, what other types of patients do you see? I think you see a wide range of patients. Are there any other types of specialties that you do that you want to share with our audience? Any type of specific patient?
Yeah,
Uh huh.
so I also provide sexual medicine services, like, people suffering from erectile dysfunction or orgasm dysfunction. We
Mm-hmm.
give treatments for that. And even for feminine wellness, we provide treatments to improve their stress incontinence, vaginal dryness, or like being with sex. So I provide laser treatments for females that helps to increase lubrication and um, decreases the laxity of the vagina, increases more tightness, and gives a great pleasure with sex.
Wow. So you absolutely the full gamut of the patient. You're going from their health, wellness, their sexual well-being, everything. So you're like one stop shop. I love I love that, right?
Yeah, and
Yes.
also we give treatments for erectile dysfunction. It's a low intensity shockwave therapy that helps to regain their spontaneity and increases the vascularity and helps to give, treat the erectile dysfunction.
So is that a treatment that they would go to your office and they would do? It's a natural treatment. It's you're not
Yes,
offering medication. It's a natural treatment that would help them with blood flow. And
yes.
interesting. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we get back, I'm definitely going to want to ask some more questions about that because I'm sure our audience is curious to know a little bit more about that. So hang tight, everybody.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Dr. Siram. Be right back.
All County Healthcare has exciting news for any and all patients with COPD or other respiratory ailments. Listen to what renowned pulmonologist Dr. Keith Robinson has to say.
Hello, I'm Dr. Keith Robinson, board-certified pulmonologist, medical director at Fusion Health Pulmonary Rehabilitation, and a board member with the American Lung Association of South Florida. We have exciting news for patients with COPD. We now offer IPV therapy at home, which has been demonstrated to improve airway clearance, decrease hospitalization, and improve quality of life of patients with COPD. Please call All County Healthcare for more information about this FDA-approved therapy.
For further information, call All County Healthcare now at 954-717-7027. That is 954-717-7027. Or visit our website at allcountyhealthcare.com. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Remember, All County Healthcare always puts the patient's needs first. You are listening to You and Your Doctor, Living Longer and Healthier, an informative show that helps you find answers to questions you always wanted to ask, but did not have that somebody that could make a difference in your life. Call into the show if you have a question at 888-565-1470, and we will put you on the air to inform all our listeners. Now, back to our show.
Welcome back. Thanks for coming back, everybody. We have Dr. Siram, who has two offices right here in Boca. First one is 9980 Central Park Boulevard North, Suite 314, Boca Raton 33428, and then also in Pembroke Pines, 17013 Pines Boulevard, Pembroke Pines, Florida 33027. You're going to want to write her number down, 561-404-1699, or you can email her, primarycare369@gmail.com. Thanks for coming back, Dr. Siram. So,
Good. Welcome.
I think we're so excited. You have a new office. So the new office is in Pembroke Pines. Is that right?
Yes.
Great.
So
And
it's in the heart of Pembroke Pines. It's
one.
easily accessible from the highway. So I'm open there on Tuesday and Fridays, and also I do a third Saturday.
Okay. And so, do you take after hours? Can you give us your hours? Because some people work and maybe they would like to come see you. I don't know. Can you give us your hours? What time are you there until?
I'm there until like 5 o'clock. So
Okay.
usually I do after hours on Saturdays,
Oh,
like
nice.
the whole day. And
Yeah.
some of the patients they call me and say they cannot make it. Then we try to make appointments during the after hours.
Well, a lot of working people really appreciate Saturday hours because from what you're
Yes,
telling me, a lot, Saturday hours is huge. A lot of people don't have
yes,
access to that. So, and especially with lifestyle medicine, I mean, what you were saying with, sexual dysfunction, you treat it naturally. And I think that's what people are looking for. And you're really helping
so
people with that.
the, yes, it's a great pleasure.
I'm sure. Um, so, and your hours in Boca, what's your schedule right here in Boca? What are your hours?
So at Boca we are from 9 to 4, and
Okay.
in Pembroke Pines we are around from 10 to 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And on first Saturday we are open at Boca, and the third Saturday we are at the Pembroke Pines location.
Nice. Excellent. So, getting back to anything we discussed, can you share with us a little bit? Maybe you've had a patient or some patients who've had a turnaround, a success story. Because we have
Oh
two
yeah,
minutes. Yeah,
yes,
we have 2 minutes left. So if you can share with us a success story, I'd like to end with that. Please do.
I know. So one of my patients, he came in with high blood pressure, being overweight, obese,
Mm-hmm.
and he said he did not want to really take medications. So
Wow.
we both talked about most of the time weight gain can cause hypertension.
Right.
So his blood pressure was not like really overwhelmingly high, but it
Mm-hmm.
was like around 160.
Right.
So we both like sat and discussed about our goals. So he actually practiced all the nutrition, exercise mostly, and in a year he lost 40 pounds. That's really a
Wow.
and that's what the weight is not gained all at the same time.
That's
So
right.
it's okay. It's okay to give some time and
Right.
set small goals and reach a larger goal. That's how I do it.
I love that. I love how you're really focused. Like the patient says, I don't want to take the medication. I want the natural way. And you encourage them and you
Yeah, and
really get the.
yeah, having the medical education, and I worked as a hospitalist too.
Sure.
So I know way to act like with medication and everything, and where not to give some chance for the patient. It's basically, we do a lot of shared decision making. So the
Mm-hmm.
patient tell their views, and I tell their views, and we come to a common ground.
I love that. You come to a common ground. And that's what people want. I think you're offering a stellar type of service because the average doctor is not doing what you're doing. So I appreciate you and I want to thank you so much for coming on our show. And please reach out to Dr. Siram. Her number is 561-404-1699. Two offices right there in Boca Raton, 9980 Central Park Boulevard North. And also Pembroke Pines, 17013 Pines Boulevard, Pembroke Pines 33027. And email is primarycare369@gmail.com. Thank you so much for sharing all of your knowledge and your time with us, Dr. Saram. I really appreciate you. It's been a
It's a great
pleasure.
pleasure to be here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's been a
Thank you for
pleasure.
hosting me.
Absolutely. Thank you. We'll see you soon. Take care.
See you soon.
Bye bye.
Thank you for letting us share with you a longer and healthier lifestyle. If you have a doctor or are a doctor and wish to be on the show, call AMP2 TV at 8